Hey YouTubers, I am at Ray's Sport and Cycle here in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, birthplace of Judy Garland, and I'm here shopping for helmets today. Let's go inside and see what they got. So I'm here with Tyler at Ray's Sport and Cycle, and we're talking about helmets today. And in front of us we have a selection. Now, Tyler, what I'm looking for is an upgrade to my modular helmet, my 10-year-old modular helmet. And I'm looking for something comfortable, something relatively lightweight, maybe additional features like, I don't know, we were talking about chase lights or any of that stuff. Looking for a significant upgrade, but it's hard to judge that online. So I'm here to talk about that. And just to kind of start out with, what advice would you have for me or anybody when it comes to shopping for a helmet?
So shopping for a helmet, obviously the most important thing is getting the proper size and getting fitted right. So a lot of the helmets, they all fit different. They all fit differently depending on what model, brand, just because the shape and how they're built. What you're going to want to be looking for is moisture management is very important. Airflow in the helmet is also important. Air coming in and going out, and being able to get rid of that moisture is the main leading cause. What can protect and what seals from getting snow dust in your helmet. Different areas, weak points, your chin. A lot of these helmets have chin guards to prevent snow going up into the helmet, and we'll look at that. And then the heated visor is probably pretty much on all these helmets, and on a lot of helmets now. It just helps keep the shield clear of fog and ice and all that good stuff. So, or bad stuff, I guess, if you want to call it that. But and then safety is another big thing. Sometimes what they're made out of, but also the lights. You can get helmets now with lights on the back. So heavy snow dust conditions, you're able to see the person in front of you and stop at times, so you're not getting in an accident. I feel is very important as well. Not only can we help you with warranty issues a lot easier than you can online, we also can help you with fitment and get the proper size, so you're not ordering 3 different times just to get that one helmet that fits.
Right. We kind of have things arranged in order of price here, and so let's start with the least expensive. So this is a R3L. So this is really what people would consider a trail helmet, but it's got the kind of the visor on it, which is really good for sunshine.
And then the other thing this thing does, there's 2 vents up on top on the inside here.
Okay.
So if it's getting hotter in the helmet, you can open those.
Yep.
And what this visor does up here, it also helps direct wind down into those.
Okay.
And then the other option is some people don't like these. So what you can actually do is you can just remove them and put the screws back in the same holes, and you can just run without the visor.
Okay.
So that's another option as well.
So again, and this is a pretty basic helmet, $300 for this helmet, but it's got a heated shield. It's got the internal, like I said, whatever you want to call it, sun visor or whatever. But this is one thing that I really like, and that is the neck curtain on it, to prevent, and that's kind of what you were talking about earlier, to prevent snow from getting up underneath. Prevents a lot of the wind problems, and that's really one of the areas that, as a trail rider, one of the few areas that's exposed is my neck.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to protect that area. It's a neoprene, so there's no wind going to get through that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yep, it's definitely something I would only recommend using on the colder days or high snow dust days, because on the warmer days it can tend to hold heat in the helmet.
Yep.
So on the warmer days you'll definitely want to kind of take this out, and then that's when you can use your balaclava for that type of
And
issue.
but it is removable.
Yeah,
Right?
yep, it is removable. And same with the breath box on the inside, but 9 times out of 10 you're going to want to keep that in there anyway.
Okay, one more thing on the 509s, because I think they all, if I'm not mistaken, they all have the fidlock,
Yeah, yep.
which I thought was really cool.
So initially when you put the helmet on, you'll snap it together. It magnetizes together, and then you ain't getting that off unless you pull the red tab.
Yeah.
And it just kind of lifts right off.
Okay, also on the table, just to kind of fill in some gaps here, we've got a Skidoo Exome, and this is a style of helmet that I've never been this close to. So, I mean, I don't even know what to ask on that. Again, it's got the peak, it's got a heated shield,
Yep.
it's a modular, right?
Yep.
But
Also,
the
I
way
do
they
believe
did, this is kind of the
adjusted too.
old style. Okay, so it's not an adjustable peak that we know of.
It's more fixed, yeah.
Okay.
Um,
But again, it's got vents on it. I can see the little levers here for vents, so it's
Yep.
vented, and here's another vent.
Yep, vent up front. So this one doesn't have, a ton of crazy things on it as far as accessories and different things go, but there's all kinds of vents. There's this one actually I think would be harder than that one to find,
Yeah.
but this is
Yeah.
again the shield drop down lever here. Some of these you do have to be aware you can't have the shield down while it's up.
Yep.
That's one of the other models here. We'll get
Yep.
into it and figure out which one. But
Yep.
um,
See,
this one doesn't have the big chin curtain, but it does have kind of one to protect the gap, I guess, in between, the balaclava on your chin and whatnot. So it would help a little bit. It is magnetic. And then this is the
So this is your breath box. So instead of having the breath box built into the front, it's actually a separate piece.
yep, and it's also magnetic on the side here, so it
Okay, that's
opens
cool.
up there. So if you're sitting and trying to talk to somebody, you don't have to have this on your face. You can just put it off
Yep.
to the side there and talk, and put it back on. So the air that you're breathing in here, it's an intake and an exhaust in here. So that's where this vent comes into play. Is it allows airflow into this breath box, so you
Okay.
can kind of see the.
So air comes in here and exhausts on the sides.
Yep. Yeah. To
So it's
allow, because
completely
again,
removed.
moisture
Yep.
is the biggest thing. So getting air, hot air, and moisture out of your helmet is the big thing. So that definitely helps with that.
Okay, I think that's interesting. Like I said, I've never actually seen one of these in person, so this is pretty interesting to see. I like their use of magnets, and it does have it's got a quick release, like a ratchet type of.
Yep. And this one you might be able to do with gloves on. I don't think it would be too bad. But once it snaps in, you just pull the red lever there, kind of like the other one, and you pull
Yep.
it out. So the other one's magnetic. This one's more of got a ratcheting
Yep.
style, I guess you could say.
Yep. But still, it's a lot easier than D-rings.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yep.
So, and it's got the. I think we talked about that plug-in shield.
Yep. So on this side
Again,
you got the
it's
plug-in
so
here.
next in line is now we're starting to get. So that was $360 for that one, but now we're getting into the kind of the higher echelon. And these, I like these as kind of setting a baseline. What can you get on a halfway decent budget that is going to be a good helmet for people? But now we're getting into more what I was kind of looking for as far as an upgrade goes. So let's talk about the CKX Mission next. So the Mission has got a peak just like the other helmets do. So for sun, so there's a sun visor in there. The breath deflector is attached to the main shield, and there's vents here. And this is probably the vents that allow air into the shield and the breath box area.
Yeah.
But I'm not seeing a shield.
So
The other thing is, Tyler, I'm noticing a weather stripping all the way around here.
yeah, yep. And these other helmets will have that, but it definitely helps keep, again, the snow dust out. When you hear that snap, The
Yeah.
tighter that snap sounds, the better, because you want a nice tight seal all the way around, so you're not getting snow dust in there,
Yeah.
not getting wind in your face, and not having any issues that way. So
Actually, I'm impressed with that, because I mean that does. I don't know if I've seen a helmet that has a shield that clamps down quite as tightly as this one.
yeah, that's definitely. I think out of all the helmets, I think that's the one that seems and sounds to snap the tightest.
Okay, so
So
here's
that's, yep.
here's for the sun shield or the.
And actually, that sticker there, that's the warning for.
Oh,
It tells you not to push the sun visor down
Yep.
when you have the big visor up.
The other thing back here is these are exhaust vents, right? So instead of
Yeah.
like this one, the exhaust vents for your breath come out underneath the chin area, but here it comes all the way back to the back of the helmet.
Yeah, it's actually allows for big airflow. So the big thing here is right on the side here, you'll see AMS. So what that is air management system. So when you're breathing, that air comes from the front, and it creates a pressure and a suction, and it goes back through the helmet and out the back here. So as you're riding, the air is coming through here and through the side of the helmet out the back, and what that's doing is creating. I almost think of it like a suction. They explain it more of
Like a Venturi.
like a pressure.
Yeah.
It's like pressurized, so it
Okay.
allows
Okay.
the air you're breathing out to come out the back of the helmet, out of
Okay.
these exhaust vents here, one on each side. So it's a very interesting system, definitely newer, and I believe the oxygen has something similar, and we'll get into that one later.
To me, that's a really interesting way of doing things, and I'm really attracted to that.
What they explained to us too is this rubber is a really high grade material. It's actually scuba grade material rubber, so it's very strong. You don't have to worry about it wearing out after time. Some rubber can get cracked or break down over time with heating, cooling, and different temps and moisture and all that stuff. So it's supposed to help with that and be a higher grade rubber. They definitely emphasize that when they talked about that with
Do you
us, so.
do you wear a balaclava with this? Would you?
I actually probably wouldn't. And you could, but I would, if you do wear one, I would wear like a neoprene one that keeps your whole face open.
Okay.
So that way, if you have a breath box one, well, that defeats the purpose of
Yeah,
the breath
that's
box from the inside.
just what I was thinking.
So yeah, you could have one on the colder days. Maybe just in case, I would probably have one that just kind of gets your ears and your neck and everything.
Yep.
But other than that, I wouldn't think you'd need to at all, especially because everything below your nose and down is pretty much sealed out with this, and then you got the neck piece here to kind of doesn't come down as far as the other ones, but it definitely seals a lot tighter around your neck and allows the airflow, allows it to pressurize in here, and allows the airflow and moisture out the back. So
one thing I'm looking at with this chin curtain, so it's Velcro, and that makes it easy to use, I suppose.
to get your head in and out, yeah,
Yep.
because a lot of some of them are actually connected all the way up to here, and you really have to squeeze your head to get it in there, and that can be annoying sometimes. So being able to Velcro it or undo the Velcro. Some of them are also magnetized too,
Okay.
but this one is Velcro, and allows you to have it as tight as you need to for your neck, because everybody has different neck sizes. So being able to adjust it, how it fits to your face and your neck better is obviously king. So
While we got the helmet upside down.
yeah.
What do we? Is that? It's a ratchet strap kind of.
Yep. So like the last helmet, it's got that type there. So, and then when you want to take it off, you would pull the strap and pull it off.
All right. And then one other thing I noticed is that there's a little eyeglass symbol here, and wearing glasses, I noticed things like that, and it looks like there's a cutout here, kind of where my glasses probably would be, to kind of better fit my face. Okay, one other thing that we were talking about before we turned the video on is a chase light. So here's a case where if I got this helmet, I would probably want a chase light, and there isn't one. But they sell the Blizzard Buster chase light, and this is a variable color one where you can change the color in it, but it basically plugs into your heated shield. Okay, here's what the mission would look like with the chase light on it. This is the Blizzard Buster chase light. That's cool. So you could identify, you could change your color depending on, you could have one guy that's one color, another guy's another color, so you know who you're following. Oh, the other thing with the CKX is the CKX comes with a battery pack, so you can buy, it's $180, so it's quite a bit of money, but you can buy an adapter so you don't, maybe some sleds still don't have an outlet, an RCA jack for heated shields. If you don't have one, or you switch sleds and you want to be able to trade back and forth and keep your heated shield, here's a kit from CKX to do that. Okay, so the next in line to that is the famed oxygen.
Yep.
So one of the interesting things I think about the way that Bombardier has done their helmets is they took the name Skidoo off of them, which I think actually is kind of a smart move. That's a very smart move.
Yeah.
Because now you've got, now a Polaris rider, an Arctic Cat rider, a Yamaha rider is going to actually be interested in it.
Yeah.
The other thing that I'm noticing, just as they're sitting here, is the difference in the field of view. How huge this shield is compared to the shields of the other helmets that we've looked at so far. It's massive.
Yeah, yeah, and it does make a big difference too.
So let's take a look at that one. I mean, that's, to me, is, now we're starting to get mission. I like that mission. This one is interesting. The field of view is really interesting. There's a couple other things that I noticed right off the bat. So this is the, what do you call it?
Sun visor.
Sun visor.
Sun shield, sun visor, yeah. Drop down visor.
Yeah, but this is more tactile. That type of a lever, to me, I can feel that with my gloves on. Where a lot of this other stuff, I don't know if I could, I just have trouble finding those.
Yeah.
This I'll bet I could find.
You also don't want it protruding too much, but
right.
But this is definitely a good design, how it's going down the side of the helmet.
Yeah.
And actually the ease of it too. Have you tried flipping it up?
Oh yeah.
It's a lot easier to flip down than some of the other ones.
And it's a very specific detent. It's like there's no question about whether it's locked or not.
Yep. And then so also, since we're on the outside, and we'll move to the back here, these Bombardier helmets do attach a little differently. So they attach to the back of the helmet most of the time. The BRP ones are on the back side, and it's a magnetic plug. And then they also have, they come standard with that light on the back.
Okay, so we've got a chase light built in.
Yeah, yep. And then so in the front here, also another helmet that seems to lock down pretty good, as opposed to some of the other lower price point versions, but got a nice seal along the side here. There's actually foam that runs along the bottom on this one here.
I suppose that keeps it locked down tight.
Yeah,
keeps it from vibrating.
helps. Yeah, and helps snow dust and everything else from coming up in too.
Okay.
So the exhaust vents on this one are on the sides here.
Are there vents that you can control, or is it pretty much they're vented all the time regardless?
It's pretty much, that's what it's gonna, where the vents are on this is there's not really any external vents, or actually there is none to open and close on the outside.
Okay.
So that could cause an issue for some people who get a little hotter in their helmets, is not being able to open up the vents to cool it down a little easier. Some people, what they do, and I don't really recommend it very much, but you can crack your windshield open a hair, and it will allow air in.
Yep.
But then again,
I've had to do that on just about every other helmet I've owned, is crack the shield on it.
Yeah. And again, the only reason you need to do that on this one is if you're getting a little hot on the inside. So
Yep.
You do have the heated shield, so usually you should never have to really worry about fogging.
So this is basically would be a plug-in only. This is not one of those. This is not a helmet where you want to go out without being able to plug in. So either you get a kit like this, or plug into your snowmobile or something, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
this one, there's not a face mask that goes over your face, or any type of breath box or anything. So
this is another thing. So again, with the Bombardier helmets, we have this nice curtain to protect your neck.
Yep, comes down a lot farther. And then also, if you want to move around on the inside, they have NCS, which is a noise canceling system that seals on your ear nice and tight, so it gives you a quieter ride. And the nice thing about these two, with the P and the Velcro, is you can adjust the height in them. So if you put your helmet on and they don't, the ear cups just don't feel like they're fitting on your ears right, you can adjust the height front to back, north to south. So
just as you're doing that, one of the things that I noticed is having to get around this. So that's the disadvantage of having this, is now you either have to take it off or you have to get around it to get the helmet on and off and stuff.
Yeah, so
it works really good once you got the helmet on.
So this is one of the ones that I was talking about that's fixed. I mean, you can remove it if you want.
Okay.
But it's more fixed, and it goes all the way around the helmet rather than just like the front half.
Okay.
It does provide a way better seal all the way around.
Yep.
So you don't have to worry about the cold or snow dust or anything. But again, it is a little harder to get on your head. But once it's on, it's good to go. So it provides a nice tight seal. You want that seal on the inside so that the moisture and the air and pressure on the inside allows you to breathe it out.
So this is another kind of like the Mission, where part of the functionality, you have to have it sealed up good in order for it to work right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to try that one on. Very interesting. So we've got a really expensive helmet from 509, and then another one that's brand spanking new. Both of these are so new that there's very little information about them. Nobody's actually ridden these helmets yet or used them, so we don't have a lot of reviews online or anything. And again, another great reason to go to a dealer, because you're going to actually be able to see this when nobody else has actually seen it before.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the 509. This is the Delta 5 or Delta
5,
V,
yeah.
Whatever.
This one's very unique. Big intake on the side here, big venting. But again, what it's supposed to do is create suction or pressure, or however you want to say it, to allow air to come in and go out as quickly and easy as possible. So
it looks like an F-15.
It's pretty cool looking. And then the top here, you got adjustable, so if you get top of your head or in the helmet in general starts to get a little warm, you can open the vent and allows air into here.
Okay.
Since we're on the outside quick, we'll move to the back. This one has LEDs right here on the back side. These are reflectors here on the side.
Okay. So again,
and these actually do have LEDs in them too, it looks like.
So like the Oxygen, this has got its own built-in chase light.
Yep.
So another really good. I like that feature. I really do.
This one is different. This one actually comes with sound built into the helmet. So you got the volume here, and then you got different buttons so you can listen to music or you can talk to other people. And the crazy part is, I think it allows you to connect to up to like 10 different people. And so you're able to talk to all of them. So if you want a communication system fit, finished, ready to go, set up, this would be your go-to. The CKX and the Bombardier, it's definitely possible to install communication systems in them. I've done it on the Oxygen for sure, but the CKX is a little newer, so I haven't had a chance to mess with that. But it does look like there's room for stuff in there. So.
And this is, I'm sure, because it's a 509, it must have that FID lock on it.
Yep. So this one also has the FID lock, like the R3 that we looked at earlier. So again, the magnetic release on there.
Yep.
So no matter how hard you pull or any direction, it's not going to come off. But as soon as you pull the lever or the red tab, it just pops right off.
One of the things that I think, there again, seeing it in person, if you look at that online, you're like, that's too good to be true. There's some kind of a trick. It's not going to hold, you know.
Yeah.
But yet, when you look at the design, you're like, well, of course it's going to hold.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing any. I'm seeing a chin curtain down there, but I'm not seeing any kind of a neck. It doesn't extend down to the neck. So
Yeah.
there's
So
no
this
neck.
is one without a neck.
So this is a little different concept where these rely on being sealed up 100% in order to work. This one is actually designed to use the airflow to remove the moisture. These are more precise. This one, it looks like it's designed for more airflow.
Yeah. Yep. So more airflow usually means it's a little cooler too. So again, this is a newer helmet this year, so you know, as people try them out and as we start to see different things come out, we'll know more about, you know, if they're a cold helmet, if they're a warmer helmet, if it's not, you know, clearing out enough moisture or whatnot. So I'm curious to see how this one does. It's definitely a unique, cool looking helmet. But functionality is the most important. So
I like that it's got a built-in communicator. Everything's all wired and put together. It's got a chase light, which is really cool. It has a bigger shield, it looks like, than the Mission. But one thing it does not have is the sun visor, right? There is no sun shield on this one. Okay, so final helmet on the table that we were going to look at, and this is another Bombardier product. It's called the Advex, and it's a modular helmet. So we've kind of gone from, these are full face helmets, this is a modular helmet again.
And this one, we'll start right away in the back this time. Same setup as the oxygen as far as where the plug-in's at, magnetic in the back. And then it does have a light on the back that lights up as well.
Okay.
And this one does have the sun visor on this side.
Yep.
So again, this one might be a little bit easier to find than the ones, you know, down on the side, but
okay.
And then to flip it up here, you got the red lever you pull. So this one's got the rubber style sealing for your nose. The venting on the inside here is actually adjustable.
Oh,
so you can adjust the airflow going out of your helmet.
So again, BRP has the neck protection here, but this one this is kind of a hybrid. So where the oxygen, it has a lot of the things that the oxygen doesn't have, like the adjustable vents.
Full modular.
Yeah, full modular. What was the other thing I was thinking of that?
The rubber.
Oh yeah.
It's got the rubber seal there for your face.
Yep.
The oxygen does not have that.
Yep. So again, more resistant to fogging. So if you were, for whatever reason, you lost your cord or you're riding a sled that doesn't have an RCA jack, it'd be maybe not fog proof, but it would be more resistant to fogging because of that. Because now you're separating your breath from the main shield.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
Yep.
Another thing that sets this apart is that, and we were kind of, as you're flipping it over, I noticed that it says on the side, where did it say it? It said it someplace. Vibe. So the magic word on this helmet is Vibe, which is the communication system. So it doesn't come with the communication system, but it looks like, and from what I've been able to figure out, it actually, so you buy the Vibe, so this is the Vibe kit, so that's where this, and probably why it's shaped the way it is, so that it allows for the, so you could run the wires and do everything a lot easier.
Yeah, and being able to remove those, these ear pads to install them too definitely makes it a lot easier to install everything as far as the sound goes.
So while this is, I mean, we're talking, if I were to get this helmet with the Vibe, I mean, we're talking a lot of money.
Yeah.
But by the same token, you're getting a lot of features for that. I mean, It's a really good helmet.
And then on the sides here,
Yeah,
it's
there you go. There's a cutout for
ambidextrous side for whatever side you want to mount
okay.
the particular sound system on. So yeah,
Cool.
it's for a very interesting helmet. And this is the visor on this one's also adjustable up and down, so you can adjust
Okay.
it where you're to your liking.
Yep.
And then there is, you can't open or close it, but there is an exhaust vent up here. Just kind of allows the heat to rise and come out of the helmet. Again, the suction type of deal where creating pressure in the helmet allows, when you have vents up here, allows the hotter air to come out the top. So, and then on the front too, there is the vent that you can kinda open and close to allow more airflow in the front of the
Again,
helmet.
another adjustment that you can't do on the oxygen.
Yep.
So you are getting quite a bit more adjustability with this one. Now, I'm not going to do it on camera, but I'm going to try these on because it's the only way I'm going to know, I think, which ones fit me and what size and whether I like them or not. So we're going to do that. And another advantage to using a dealer and going to your local dealer to do this. But I guess I've got a lot of choices here. We have a very wide variety of prices. On camera, you can see we've got a wall of missions, but what you can't see on camera is all of the other helmets here. So it's just huge, the selection. So unbelievable. All right, well, thank you very much for showing me all this stuff, and I really appreciate it. Again, it's the importance of a dealership can't be understated. So thank you very much.
Thank you much. We appreciate having you here.
All right. As I wrap up the video, I want to thank Katie and Tyler at Ray's Sport and Cycle for showing me around the helmets and letting me spend so much time there looking at these. I hope that everybody's learned something. I know I have. And I really hope that this saves people a lot of time in shopping for their own helmet, so you know what you're looking for and you have a better idea what's out there and what it's going to cost. So with that, I'll wrap this video up, and as always, I hope I see you on the trail.